was wondering, you have loads of ways of helping people in other countries with the fruit, and I can understand because that's where it's grown. But do you have any thoughts about doing it maybe more local to home and things in Britain and helping out with charities here? Because also I think that might help people to understand the need for themselves to be more sustainable and more recyclable if you bring it to them a bit closer to home.
Yeah, it is a really good question. It is one that we sort of keep struggling with. The foundation, which is the separate charity that we pay a lot of the profits of the profits we give to charity, the majority goes to the foundation. The foundation's remit is to invest in rural development in the countries where the fruit comes from. And we think there's real benefits to focusing on that because we're going to build up the skills and be able to do that better and better. Of course, there's other things we do that are charitable. You know, the Big Knit raised £250,000 this year. Now, that's all going to UK charities. And in the past, when we did the first village fete, raised £150,000, and that went to Samaritans, War Child, and what was the third? I'm going to remember what the third charity was. There was Samaritans, War Child, and Friends of the Earth. Thank you, Rose. So, you know, they were UK-based things. And in fact, actually, with Friends of the Earth, we co-funded their lobbying team that were aiming for the climate change bill to get passed, which then was successful on. So we've tried to spread it around, but the emphasis is really, I guess, out in the more desperately poor countries, because we kind of figure in a sort of business, in thinking in a sort of business sense, that the pound invested there in terms of what it delivers in human betterment, you get a greater return. I don't want to sort of make it sound too businessy, but we do think about where can that money go to have the biggest effect on human lives, and it tends to be out in the sort of the poorer countries. But again, you know, it doesn't always have to stay that way. We'll constantly want to engage in other things we can do to sort of communicate about the issues. And again, we're not putting ourselves out as us having the answers, but I do know this, that we're now sitting down for our 3-year planning cycle, so we work out what we can do in the next 3 years. And the big questions around sustainability is what more can we do, A, to make the business better, because we can't rest on our laurels in terms of what we've achieved so far. We've got to make sure we're doing bigger and better things going forward. So how can we make the business better? But also how can we sort of add a bit more thought leadership to the way we all think about the way that we live life and the things that we buy and consume. So hopefully there'll be more from Innocent rather than less. But again, and I know it sounds like a stuck record here, but the more ideas and insights and information we get in from you guys, the better our thinking can be, and hopefully the better the results will be too.